All right, 25 days post-op. So this thing is feeling pretty good, you know? Really no problems, any sort of range of motion. Haven't started like actually flexing it in like weight, but we'll get there in a little bit. So today I'm gonna go ahead and add in some lighter sprints. I had held off on them before just because I didn't want my forearm to activate during them, but I'm gonna go ahead and add them in, and then we'll go to some squats, and it'll pretty much just follow the same type thing I've been doing, just with a little bit more weight and a little bit more reps, and that's about it. We'll keep slowly building up to where we want to be. Sprints done. Again, just starting is something that like my body can handle, you know, because if I send it, then it's going to take me too long to recover. I won't be able to continue to build up. I'll have to take time off and time away from it to recover, and I might get hurt. And so easy just to build into it, you know. Keep the ego out of it, understand logically where you're at, apply something that's right about there, and slowly build up over time. But on to squats, which we have been building up over time. So today we'll go for 315 for a few sets. And again, we're keeping the depth at where my hips and knees are happy and comfortable, and we'll work there. What is up, guys? So future me here sitting down to edit this video, and kind of just to spare you guys me doing the same thing over and over and over and having that taking a whole bunch of time. I'm just gonna throw all these lifts together one after the other. So we just go through them really quick. So basically follow the same exact structure that we've already been doing. Built up sprints from my pretty sorry excuse for a sprint in the first one, just starting from somewhere and then slowly adding intensity all the way to max intensity. So I built up squats for, the past 2 weeks or so, and just added 20 or so pounds every single workout. And then I did the same exact thing with the single arm high pulls. We'll continue to build both of these up as time goes on, obviously, because I still have a ways to go for 100% intensity. And obviously threw in everything else we were doing. So the leg raises, the traction in the lower back, the stretching of the neck, mobilization of the T-spine, and the hamstring work. So did all those, but obviously those are just not that exciting to watch. I've got one more video note here that I took that we'll go to real fast because I think it's really important to include, and then we'll go right back to the timeline of what we've been doing. So it is night 30 post-op, and today was actually, had quite a bit of doubt creep in after my lift today. Got a whole bunch of nerve symptoms going up and down the arm, just like heat and cold and back and forth and things like that. And it lasted for probably a half hour or so. Basically I was just like, look, like, is this even gonna work? You know, and spiraling into a bunch of doubt and like, what am I gonna do? And basically a bunch of thoughts that don't actually help the situation at all. They're just like anxiety. So I had to like take a step back and really realize and remember that like, look, man, the only things that I can control are the things that I should be focusing on. I can't control whether this whole thing works. You know, I can't control whether my body makes scar tissue or whether surgery is going to work or things like that. What I can control is, did we do the right procedure? I think the answer is yes. Did I pick the right doctor? I think the answer is yes. Am I doing the right rehab protocols? I think the answer is yes. Like, those are the things that I can control. Am I getting enough sleep? Am I being consistent about it? Am I getting good diet or good nutrition on a consistent basis? Am I following the protocol? Like, all that stuff, that's what I can control. And heck yes to all those things. I'm dominating those things. And that's all I can do. So it really helped me to flip the switch on that and remember that, like, look, whether this goes right or whether it goes wrong, I can't control that, but I can control the plan. And I'm really confident that the plan is really good. So if it works, awesome. And if it doesn't, then it's back to the plan. But there's no sense in getting all anxious about it. There's no sense in sitting there and wondering and beating myself up. Oh, is this gonna work? Is it not? That doesn't help anything. So I just wanted to make note of that because that's a big part of surgery, you know, is wondering, am I ever gonna get back healthy, being super anxious about it? Because it sucks, it's a big part, you know, a lot of people go through it. Yeah, even though this is surgery number 4 or 5, I don't even remember, on my elbow, and had a hip surgery and had some other procedures and things like that, even through all those things, definitely still get it. Super normal. Today is day 42, 6 weeks, and I just got off the phone with Dr. Shin, and he has gone ahead and cleared me for any sort of gripping. So just like what we've been doing with lower half stuff, I'm gonna start super basic, and then I'll build up over time. Just kind of looking at like a progression from gripping pretty much nothing, which is where I'm at now, to being able to grip like a deadlift or something like that. Maybe a little bit higher intensity. We'll see how it goes in about 6 weeks. So that's what we're focusing on in this phase. So for today's lift, obviously it's all gonna be the same with the lower half, just continuing to build that up. But on the upper half, I'm gonna go ahead and add in some bench press, some rows, some bicep curls, which actually the doctor specifically told me to put in there. So, hey man, I'm prescribed to do bicep curls, so let's go, baby. And, you know, maybe some forearm curls as well, and we'll just kind of see what feels good and get things moving at that point. Just finished the warm up. Legs are feeling pretty good today, so we're gonna go ahead and test it. So we'll see what we got in the 40. We've been building it up for, what, 3-4 weeks now, so should be good to go from a safety perspective. Let's see what we got. So I'm really not fast. I'm not slow either, so no idea what I'll expect here to get. Let's go do it, we'll find out. Let's see if I can run a 475.
I got 495, so.
Another thing the doctor wanted me to go ahead and start doing is some scar tissue mobilization. So, best way I found to do this so far, just on myself, because there's not always a PT around to do it on me, is just putting my hand into like some sort of bench, or putting my arm into some sort of bench and moving it around. So the friction itself will kind of hold my skin there. And basically the whole thing we're looking for here is just to mobilize the scar. So get the scar moving around, get it pulled in different directions, and have it start to be movable like actual skin again. And just like everything else in this whole process, we'll slowly ramp up into this. So started pretty light today, and then I'll add a little bit more as time goes on, both in intensity and how often I do it.